Let's get in here. 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 What is up, woke family? It's your boy Wokey Bucks, and I'm back again with another live stream. Very controversial live stream, like always. Free Top G, free Andrew Tate. We're going to be going through a list of videos tonight, woke family, and I'm also going to be giving you all my thoughts and my opinions in regards to the situation that's going on with Andrew Tate in Romania, Andrew and Tristan, the brothers. Obviously, because of the human trafficking allegations that are being leveled up against them. So let's get into this video, and as we do it, I'll be giving you all my thoughts and my opinions. If you're new to the channel, subscribe to the channel at Wokey Bucks, WOKEEBUKS. Tap the notification bell to get all of these videos that I post. Patreon link will be down in the description. But without further ado, let's get into this video. Let's do it.
Andrew Tate tweeted out, anyone who believes...
All right, so real quick, I want to read it. You know what I'm saying? Because I want us to get a better idea of it. So let's do it. Anyone who believes I'm a human trafficker may as well go and take their 10th vaccine. Let me say that again. Anyone who believes I'm a human trafficker might as well go and take their 10th vaccine. He's talking about the people that have gotten the cough, like people who have gotten the cough and got the jab to prevent themselves from getting the cough. There are 0 victims, 0 proof of any crime in our case file. They have arrested me to look for evidence, which they will not find because it doesn't exist, right? I think the thing is that a lot of people think that because of what has gone on between him and the women in his past, like the kinks that women have, that he's a human trafficker, which obviously, in my opinion, I don't believe he is. But people are obviously going to think what they're going to think. But let's continue.
believes I'm a human trafficker may as well go and take their 10th vaccine. There are 0 victims, 0 proof of any crime in our case file. They've arrested me to look for evidence, which they will not find because it doesn't exist. And I explained this to you guys the other day. There is no case right now. They are looking for things. It's just suspicions, and they're trying to come up with something to take to court. Then we will see a trial after the plea from Andrew Tate to them accusations. Well, this is a good thing because a trial could drag out and he could remain in custody, but the fact they haven't got anything, there's a strong chance that after them 30 days have expired, he's going to be released because they have nothing significant to take to the judge to get a trial.
No stoicism. You know what happens when you tell men to just react to their emotions? You have school shootings, you have rape, you have violence. That is absolutely and utterly more dangerous to society than me coming along and saying, listen, I don't give a fuck how you feel, young man. You have duties and you have responsibilities as an adult. You must comply and act a certain way regardless of how you feel. Listen, your girlfriend left you. Your heart's broken. You're not allowed to stalk her. She doesn't want you. Get the fuck over it. What I'm saying is good for the world. They're saying, no, act out your emotions. Cool, you're creating stalkers, rapists, and school shooters. These people are fucking dangerous.
He's right. I'm gonna be honest with you, he's right. We as men, like, we have to be stoic. Now, does that mean that you're not going to be able to experience emotions? No, you are. But you have to find a way to be able to cope with your emotions, or at least deal with it. That is exactly why you should be taking cold showers. This is exactly why you should be working out every day, or as often as possible, probably 4 to 6 days a week, right? This is why you need to start journaling, right? How you feel, right? To be able to express that emotion. Some people start a YouTube channel. Develop an audience, talk to your audience, because that is going to give you a sense to be able to make yourself feel better, right? Pray, read the Bible, I'm going to promote the Bible. I'm a Christian, right? I'm a Catholic. Read the Bible, pray to God, right? Meditate. These are the ways that what you can do in order to be able to get over how you feel. Because I'm going to be honest, life is not easy as a man. Life is not easy as us men being men, because we will go through life and provide for our families, and sometimes our family members aren't going to even appreciate us. The world isn't going to appreciate us, so you have to keep pushing regardless of the situation. That is what it is. You feel what I'm saying? It is what it is. But regardless of that factor, we're going to get into the next video with Andrew Tate, and we're going to talk about the alleged victims coming out and speaking their truth, even though I think it's cap. You feel what I'm saying? But yeah, we'll get into it right now. Okay, so let's see it.
I've never seen any of them being aggressive or rude. They've always respected.
Hold on, let's go back real quick to 8 seconds. Okay, hold on. I've never seen any of them, Tate or his associates, being aggressive or rude. Okay.
I've never seen any of them being aggressive or rude. They've always
respected people.
Respected people. They started from 0.
Yep.
They lived in a shelter with their mom.
Interesting.
And they had no food. They had no money.
Imagine living in a shelter with your mother, having no food and no money, and rising up to the top ranks, having a lot of expensive watches, a lot of expensive cars, living in mansions across the world. They don't want you to feel like you can be able to develop that freedom as a man. And when you start breaking free from the matrix and all its webs, they're going to attack you. This is exactly why, as a masculine man, you need to stand up for justice. You need to stand up for the truth, because they don't want you to be masculine as a man. They want you to be weak, depressed, sad, a soy boy. They want you to be a soy weak man. We're not going for that, bro. We need to embrace masculinity in all its entirety. Let's continue.
Money.
Ai fost amenințată?
No, no. N-am fost niciodată. Dacă eram
And these are women that worked for him. These are women that worked for him, that lived with him. They said they were never trafficked, they were never threatened, none of that, bro.
amenințată, automat nu mai eram idiotă să stau în casa asta. Spuneau că fetele care veneau la ei acasă erau intimidate de securitate cu arme. Eu pot spun că nici.
So there's something wrong with having security guards just in case somebody tries to come and kill you or off you? That's disgusting.
Niciodată cei de la securitate n-au intimidat pe nimeni, nu au arme la vedere, nu
They don't have the guns out of sight to intimidate girls or to do other stuff.
sunt puși acolo să intimideze fete sau să întâmple alte lucruri.
But it's written Tate.
Yeah, it is.
Why?
I have lots of tattoos, different ones. The Harry Potter tattoo, the moon and the sun. Am pe mâna stângă tatuajul ăsta care scrie Tate Girl, pe care l-am făcut din respect pentru ei.
Are you Tate's property?
Yeah, that's a weird question.
I'm no one's property. Suntem prieteni buni de 2 ani de zile, cam așa. Poți să mă treci pe mine ca și victimă, dacă eu n-am spus că sunt o victimă.
She said you can't describe her as the victim if she's not a victim. This goes to show you the Romanian government needs to let these men go. They have not done anything. They're being wrongfully accused. I don't know how you can detain somebody without evidence, bro. It's crazy, especially 30 days. Listen, this is my thing, bro. I personally believe that both Andrew and Tristan are innocent. And if they're innocent, God bless them. And God have mercy on the people that have decided that they want to wrong them. But they should also suffer a consequence, because this is evil. But if they're guilty, then whatever happens to them.
Victimă.
All right, let's move to the next video, guys, real quick. And then from there, we're going to watch probably 1 or 2 reactions. We're going to have a short stream tonight, all right? Let's move to the next video. Okay, let's do it. Hold on. Okay, let's see. So this is apparently another woman that used to live with Andrew Tate. And we're going to listen to what she has to say.
The ex-Playboy model that had spoken out about Andrew Tate after speaking to him on Instagram and then seeing him at the Mayweather-Deji fight, which was picked up on camera, has given her side to the recent allegations she's put about him being controlling towards her. Now, she speaks about their DMs and also claims she wasn't rejected at that fight and reveals what Andrew Tate had said to her. I just want to clarify before you guys see this. She's not a woman that Andrew Tate is defending himself at. There's no allegations that she put towards him. She is just saying that she's seen that he was controlling towards her. I want to get you guys
How was he controlling towards her? Okay, so this woman didn't live with her, so that's my bad. I don't want to make it seem as if something is what it's not, so my bad on that. Okay, let's continue.
Opinions on this. I mean, this lady has jumped on the bandwagon all of a sudden after he got arrested, and we've already criticized her in the past, but she goes into detail about why she thinks Andrew Tate is controlling, but it's nothing.
How can he be controlling if he rejected her? That means he never dealt with her, I'm assuming, right? At least you would assume that. Listen, this is why you have to be careful for some women, because some women will try to drag your name under the dirt, especially if you didn't have the best relationship with them or you had a bad interaction with them, bro. You got to be careful.
Nothing to do with the actual case that he's facing. And he hasn't done anything actually to her other than say words over IG that she believes is wrong. Lastly, guys, I actually haven't seen the DMs that she's talking about. It could exist.
Just for clarity for the audience. But yeah, Carla, so what did those messages say before we get into the Vice?
Sorry, discussion? 1 second, I'll just...
That's all right. What I recommend to anyone that calls you during a space for the panel, just block them. And then remember to unblock them after the space.
Basic. Just find now. 1 second.
You're ready, by the way, Nick, so we can kick it off with the Vice documentary after Carla? So were you in a relationship or just...
No, this was before we'd actually ever met, that he was giving this type of aggression before we'd ever met. This was on Instagram because he DM'd me out of the blue and then he was like, were you good on holiday? Did you behave? And how do I know you were good? And then he was saying, answer, it's a normal question, like in capitals, like aggressively asking me, had I...
I'm gonna be honest with you, I think this girl is capping, bro. Look at the way, listen, this is the thing real quick, woke family chat. You should never, listen to me carefully. Listen to me carefully and listen to me carefully. You should never take a woman seriously when she's wearing provocative clothing, because that just goes to show you the type of woman she is. She will lie on your name and she will make it seem as if you did stuff that you never did. Now, am I God to know if this is true or not? No, I'm not. But I'm going to be honest with you. You as a woke masculine man have to pay attention for signs. She is literally wearing provocative clothing, showing off her breasts and showing off her assets, if you get my point. So why would I take you seriously if you're already displaying the type of woman you are to the world? You're giving off the vibe that you're a promiscuous woman and that you should not be taken seriously. Why would I listen to what you have to say? Why?
I behave.
I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. Nah. We'll watch a couple more seconds, but we're gonna go start reactions, man.
On holiday and accusing me of
because I feel like she's capping.
Doing drugs and drinking. Bearing in mind, this is when we'd never met, before we'd even met, and then he was calling himself my man and all these things before we'd met.
And how did it evolve after you met? What's your personal experience of him as a person? Was he nice to you? Was he a gentleman? Or did you sense this kind of two sides to his character when you actually met him in person?
I think I'd say there's two sides. I think there's like a side on the internet and then there's another side. But I do think from when we met in person, I did see a bit of an aggressive side. And also, I literally have the messages which are identical to the ones that girls were saying. He wrote to them claiming that he's your man and then saying to me, oh, come to Romania and all of these things. And he was asking me to come to Romania. And apparently the girls who were alert there, he said he was their boyfriend and he said that I was his boyfriend. So you can't literally counteract the fact that I have identical messages to what the...
Let's just say, for example, you do have identical messages and you did come to Romania. According to what he explained himself, he gave you the option of being a part of the webcam business. And if you chose to not be a part of it, then you left. So why are you coming to talk about it, not talking about he was aggressive with you, all of this, all of that? I just don't take you seriously. I'm just going to be honest with you. I think you're capping, but that's just my opinion, right? I can't take you seriously if you're wearing provocative clothing on the internet. Just going to be honest. But without further ado, guys, we're going to get into a couple more reactions. Let's do it. Just give me a couple seconds. Let's watch like one or two reactions real quick, and we'll move. Hold on 1 second. Let's react to let's react to Sony Faz and his mom. Shout out to Sony Faz.
We went out on the street, we asked kids to explain why they think women get paid less than men, and this is what they had to say.
Dude's such a fruit.
Jimmy Kimmel.
Why do you think women get paid less than men for the same jobs?
Girls don't work as hard as the boys.
Facts.
What are they
Based.
doing instead of...
Based.
W girl.
Yeah, based.
Doing other stuff.
Like what kind of other stuff?
Texting and running on the track.
Why do you think that women get paid...
Probably talking about her mom, no?
Based.
Why do you think that women get paid less than men?
Maybe women aren't acting as they should. Maybe they're acting weird, so people think that they shouldn't be treated as fairly as men would be.
How come the women make less money than men?
Because probably some women in California don't really have jobs.
Why do you think that women make less money than men?
I think because they're very underrated. because they can do more, but people expect them to do less.
What kind of more can they do?
I love how they add, like, the propaganda is like it's honestly just too funny. Like, they add like the fake soundtrack, or they have like the big bar. It's like clap, clap, clap. The kid said women are better. The women are better. Yeah. The constant shitting on of men is just dead funny. It's dead funny. Like, it's not even like they made him clap when they're like, yeah, there's like equality, like, you know, they're equal. He's like, no, women are better, and then they're like,
yeah, because they want society wants you to believe that, and it's sad. You really have to start to see the truth and move accordingly. It's not to say that women are bad people, but I think that we need to start living in a society again where they promote masculinity and traditionalism. Wokeism, aka modernism, is leading to a lot more satanic agendas in this world. People are becoming more sad, depressed on SSRIs and stuff, right? And on antidepressants, and it's leading to a lot of more deaths. So we have to be very, very careful. 100%.
And he's been taught that. He's had that smashed into his head. It's one thing if you just say everybody can grow up and be whatever they want. Why not just teach the kids that? Not women are better than you. The future is female. That's my least favorite shirt in all of Earth.
the future is
The
female.
future is female.
Yeah, I know.
Shut up.
Fuck off, dude.
If it's all female, it's not going to be any future because we can't get anywhere without the men.
Based. Shout out to Sony and shout out to his mother. Based. At least she realizes, bro.
But I find it funny that they go after Tate for saying men are better, which he doesn't even say. Yet then they post this stuff where women are better, and then it's
That's
all the
because
pauses.
we have to smash the patriarchy.
But it's like
L matriarchy, bro.
Why can't like men just be good at things and women be good at?
Yeah, men and women are different, bro. Like women are better at men in certain things, and men are better at women in certain things. But they want you to believe that men are just supposed to be scum, the scum of the earth.
Things, and we're just like all happy, and I don't know.
Because I've explained this to you, they don't have real problems, so they need to feel like they're part of something big and part of something important. Important.
Yeah.
So they make up problems and then just blow them up and blow them up and blow them up. And actually, they're really good at convincing people that these problems are real.
It's crazy, isn't it?
It's disgusting.
Well, a lot of people underestimate them, and they could do so much more. There's jobs that men can't do that women can.
Like what?
Like, they can be an actress if they want.
And a man can't be an actress.
Well, they can do whatever their heart tells them to do.
How come the woman gets paid less?
A woman might, like...
And then this is the thing, right? I'm gonna be honest with you. These are little kids at the same time as well, too. Why don't you just let kids be kids? There was literally a video I saw a couple of weeks ago where Jubilee basically was trying to force polyamory on 5-year-old girls and 10-year-old boys. It's like, bro, let kids be kids. Wokeism has literally become the new religion in the United States, bro, and they want to promote satanic agendas. That is a fact. That is literally a fact. We need to end wokeism, bro. We cannot make it the new religion. We need to go back to Christianity, bro. We need to go back to believing in Christ and living life in a positive manner.
Maybe do stuff a little bit wrong, but she still gets paid less.
Why does she do stuff a little bit wrong?
Because maybe she doesn't know those stuff, and maybe they didn't teach her those stuff.
But the guy knows that
He's
stuff?
adorable.
Do you think women are not as good at jobs as men?
Yo, this kid's a pimp. This kid is a pimp.
I want to buy that little girl ice cream. Like, she's so cute.
This kid looks like a straight
Yeah.
baller.
He's
with
cute, too.
With the leopard shirt, the chain. This kid's got the hoodie open.
Yeah, you know the vibes.
He's
Pulling.
legit adorable.
They're very good, and they work all the time like my mom.
And how about men?
Oh, my bad.
They work too.
Who worked harder?
Moms.
Men and women should have equal rights. How do you think we're going to make that happen?
You do have equal rights.
Maybe if
Thank you.
What rights don't you have? What
And this is a woman saying this, bro. She's actually like, yo, I'm telling you, Sony's mom is based.
rights don't we have?
All right. She's like 12, so let's calm down for like a second.
No, because she's got her mother and her teachers and her friends telling her that she's oppressed.
Exactly, bro. It's some Woke nonsense.
Look at this fucking child, this beautiful Aryan child. Like, she's like, oh yeah, I'm so oppressed. Like, yeah, we do know you got it fucking easier. Like, calm down, Prince. Oh,
Maybe, let's see, if we have like a good group of people to help around the world, or maybe a good president who could help.
And who would be a good president to help with that?
Joe
Probably
Biden.
Donald Trump.
Let's go.
Okay.
Because I think he thinks of
Dude-based.
women and men same and equal.
Why do you think
actually, that is
women-
everything he's ever said. That's actually the truth. But they have taken, because he said that you can grab him by the you-know-what in that
Yeah.
video. Remember that time when he was
Yep.
just talking to that?
Locker room talk.
It was
Where-
locker room talk
where it
that was supposed to be off, not
camera.
recorded.
That's horrible. That's horrible. Imagine they took the PlayStation parties that we had and they were like, this is Sunny. I'd be in jail. I'd be in a Romanian prison cell.
I'm going to tell you the truth. You know, I worked in the music business, and what he was talking about is being rich and famous. You know, yeah, you can grab him by the, you know, whatever. And it is true. He doesn't mean all women. He means those leeches that hang around just waiting, praying for some attention from a rich, famous guy. There were women that just are around waiting to be grabbed and invited back to the hotel room. So you know what? That's who he was talking about. He wasn't talking about Hillary Clinton. Give me a break.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if there's just a girl on the street, I'm sure it's, yeah, I know.
That little girl
make
redeemed herself.
less money than men for the same jobs? Is this giving
He
you a
probably
headache?
doesn't even know what they're talking about, bro. Let
Why
kids
do
be
you think
kids.
that women make less money than men?
Take an answer. Take a guess.
Let kids be kids.
I don't know, but she's cute.
Well, probably because women care about shopping more than
Let's go.
Facts.
And so you think that they're kind of slacking off at work, shopping online, and that's, yeah? Have you ever seen that happen?
No, but I think it.
Why do you think that
Look how cute he is, too.
women make less money than men?
Because men work harder.
Based.
Harder in like real estate and other jobs.
How do you know that?
Because my dad's a real estate agent.
Have you ever seen a female real estate agent?
Yes, I've seen a couple.
And you think they don't work as hard?
I think they slouch.
Word.
Why do women make
The funny thing about little kids is, like, these aren't their thoughts. They're their parents. So if you're asking them, it's like, it's legit what their dad says in the car when he's pissed. Like,
Right.
these fucking women agents, they're all slouching, and he's just regurgitating.
Well, here's the
it.
thing about that particular.
I feel like there's a lot
that
of women
particular-
real estate agents, if anything. No.
Well, in Boston, where we just came from, yes, our neighborhood was dominated by female. The female agents were the top two I know in our in our neighborhood. And
Yeah, but you're
you know,
like that's
very,
fine. Like you're basically a salesman. Like construction workers, you're not seeing. You're never gonna see remotely as close. Like the hard jobs. Like let's just be real. And like that's fine. Why do you guys want? You don't want the hard jobs.
physically
Exactly.
hard jobs. You mean?
I mean,
You don't want the hard jobs in general. Whether it's physical, whether it's not physical, doesn't matter. You don't want the hard jobs in general, right? You want to be able to be taken care of. You want a man to provide for you, which is fine. My thing is stop allowing wokeism to brainwash you as the women, and start being able to become a free thinker and think for yourself. They don't want you to be able to be a free thinker. They don't want you to think for yourself. You gotta start questioning these things for real.
yeah, like that's what like mentally hard. Like everything's
well,
hard.
the real estate example is just funny because not only are there a lot of women in real estate, it was cute that the kid said that, but that's a commission based. It's commission based, so you are making the same unless you want to make the same amount of money but not have done the same.
Yeah, it's not
amount
like
of
women
sales.
make 4% and then the men make 5.
Yeah.
Not how it works.
less money than men?
Because all the men make all the decisions and make all the rules, and
Wait
there's
for
always
it.
male presidents.
Wait for it. Wait
and
for it.
there's never a female president.
If there was a female president, do you think all that would change?
Probably a little bit.
Do you think that'll ever happen?
I hope so.
I hope
Women
not.
make less money than men for the same jobs.
I don't know. The world's just a messed up place.
No.
At least she acknowledges that, but just don't use that energy to move in the bad direction. Move in the right direction, right?
You love clicking buttons.
All right, perfect. Okay, let's get into the next video real quick, guys, and then from there we're probably gonna end the stream, to be honest with you. Right, real quick. Hold on. Give me a second. let's see if they have another good video. Oh, okay. Let's see this. No, I think this is actually gonna be a good video. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Okay, so this is by Jubilee. These are people that have apparently been trafficked. Let's see what they say.
What makes you happy?
Life. I'm grateful for every day.
Oh, that hit. Sorry, I'm like kind of getting emotional in this interview, just because I've been through like a rape situation, and so I'm really thankful that you're sharing your story because I feel like a lot of people need to hear about this, and I really appreciate you just for speaking out.
Yeah, thank you so much for being here. What a warrior you are. Look at you.
If you were alone in a room with someone who was human trafficked, what would you ask?
How many abusers did you have?
Was there ever a point where you thought this was going to be forever?
Did you try to seek help from anyone?
Hello, I'm Madison. What's your name?
I'm Jay. It's nice to meet you, Madison.
Nice to meet you.
How did it happen?
So I became homeless after I left home to escape some abuse at the hands of an extended family member. And I befriended some people who seemed like wonderful people. And then these two gentlemen began speaking to me about selling sex as a way of making a living. I rejected their offers because I was only a teenager, and later those two men came and took me and put me in the trunk of the car and drove off into the night. And that was the beginning of my exploitation.
How old were you when this happened?
Yeah, so I was 16 years old when I first was exploited.
She's probably going to be scarred for life.
And then I wasn't able to get out of my trafficking experience until after I was 17.
So it happened for about a year?
How many abusers did you have?
Well, I had two main traffickers. And then as far as the people who purchased me, which would be the folks who abused me day in and day out, I had over 24,000 buyers. The age range of the men who bought me would be anywhere from their early 20s up into like elderly men.
See, this is why, I mean, if this is the truth, right? I don't know. But this is why men need to really stop simping. They need to stop simping. They need to focus on self-improvement, bro. I think that long term, it would be best if we could just cancel any type of watching of porn, because it's only making you depressed, sad, weak. You need to become the most capable versions of yourselves. You know what I'm saying?
But the typical age of a buyer is a middle-aged white male, usually with a six-figure income.
What kind of abuse did you endure during your time?
I mean, there was really all kinds of abuse. There was, of course, sexual abuse, physical abuse, psychological abuse. A lot of it was just also unpredictable. So you might have gotten paid with change, and I would give the change over to the trafficker, and then suddenly change is not acceptable, and now I'm being beaten with the change inside of a pillowcase to let me know not to ever take change again. And then the next night, I turned down a buyer who has change, and then I would get beaten because I didn't accept money. So it was really all about keeping us confused.
How was your living condition during the time they kept you?
Our living conditions were terrible. We lived in a terrible apartment, had literal mold covering all of the walls. We had no furniture except for one bed, but you couldn't sleep in the bed. We also weren't allowed food or water. We weren't allowed to pick out our own clothing. We weren't allowed to bathe. We didn't have...
What do you mean you weren't allowed food or water? How were you not allowed... Okay, so this is my thing, and I'm not trying to sound insensitive, but I'm just being honest. Like, how were you not allowed food or water, but you were able to survive? You were able to live. They had to have fed you. You know what I'm saying?
Towels, soap, toothbrushes. We had nothing.
Was there ever a point where you thought this was going to be forever? And what got you through day by day?
Yeah, so I thought every single day that this was going to be forever. And so I really just lived moment to moment. I frequently dissociated. That was probably...
Dissociative disorders are mental disorders that involve experiencing a disconnection and lack of continuity between thoughts, memories, surroundings, actions, and Mayo Clinic.
One of the biggest savers for my brain. I am very grateful for my ability to dissociate and remove me from situations that would have otherwise broke me mentally.
Did you try to seek help from anyone?
So I did not try to seek help while I was being trafficked. One, because they had drilled it into our heads that if we went to the police that we would be arrested because we were criminals, we were prostitutes.
What do you think about the people who paid or got access to you through the traffickers? Do you think they knew what was going on, and what do you think they were doing there?
I don't think that all the buyers were aware I was being trafficked, though a lot of them did ask questions about my pimp, so they definitely knew that I was under somebody else's control and that my profits would be going to another person. Any buyer who wants to help you, that just means that they want to take you home and make you their personal slave, and that didn't really seem like a good idea. As far as what I think about buyers, it takes a certain level of entitlement. Whatever is going on in their life, whether it's under the guise of being lonely or having sex as a quote-unquote need versus what it actually is it's a want. You know, air and water and food are a need. They give themselves permission. So to objectify and dehumanize me on that level in order to make me an object of pleasure for them, that's not somebody who I can have.
I'm gonna be honest. Let me just give you all my thoughts and my opinions real quick. You know what I'm saying? I think that if a woman is trafficked, sincerely speaking, the people who do that, they need to go to jail. But those who cap and lie, you know what I'm saying, about a situation like that also need to be put in jail for life. Because there's a lot of women that will falsely accuse men of doing certain things which are not true. And you don't realize that by those women doing that, they're making it worse for the people that actually go through situations like this. For real, for real.
Empathy or sympathy for.
How do you feel about sex work?
So I personally do not believe that sex work is work. I think the lowest statistic that I read was 87% of people who are in exploitation, even if they're choosing to be there, that they feel trapped and there is not a way out, and so they continue. And if somebody feels trapped, is that really consent? If somebody would rather say no, is that consensual? And are we okay with that?
How did you escape?
Yeah, so we would frequently move hotels and hotel rooms, and a hotel employee saw this group of young girls getting in a car with these two older gentlemen, thought something didn't seem right, and so they contacted law enforcement. Unfortunately, the state that I was in is one of half of the states that charge children with prostitution. So even though I was abducted and trafficked, the police arrested me. I was arrested and charged with prostitution and aggravated money laundering for taking money from the buyers and giving it to my traffickers.
That's crazy.
Did they offer any resources to help you or anything? Or
No.
How long were you in prison?
Yeah, so I was held for 40 days in this maximum security facility. My two traffickers each served 10 days for their crimes. They took plea deals. My main abductor, the one who I spent the most time with, he has never been to prison, and he is not a registered sex offender, as he is not seen as a danger to the community.
What?
Oh my gosh.
That's crazy.
When you returned and you were able to come home, how did your family and friends react or treat you?
So my family didn't learn the true story about what had happened until after I learned the true story of what had happened, because this wasn't something that I recognized. When you're a child and you have traffickers that are painting the illusion that you're making choices, and then to be arrested, and then to be labeled and to serve time, all of those things told me that I was a perpetrator and not a victim. So when I came home, what I came home to was a family who believed that I was a criminal. And so I was treated as very lucky to have a space to even come to after what I did.
That's crazy. If this is all true, bro, this is crazy. And sometimes it is your family that doesn't believe you. You feel what I'm saying? This is exactly why you need to make sure that, to an extent, you have a safe space of people who you can go to be able to express your problems or get through it yourself. It's hard, but I don't know. It's obviously easier said than done. You feel what I'm saying? But if those people are guilty of what she's saying that they did, they should be put in jail. And it's kind of crazy, according to what she's saying, that she spent more time in prison than they did themselves. That's kind of weird. I'm not gonna lie.
Decided to do. And so it wasn't until I had gone through a pretty significant amount of therapy that I could speak to my parents about it.
Do you
find yourself like a lot more hyper aware of your surroundings today compared to before?
I am very hypervigilant because I was taken after a knock on the door. If somebody knocks on my door, I don't answer it. Like to this day, I don't even get up. I'm not even the least bit curious about what's on the other side of that door.
Now that you have some perspective and it's been years since it's happened, would you consider yourself a victim or a survivor?
Both. I am not ashamed of being a victim. I have nothing to be ashamed of. I was a victim of two people who purposefully perpetrated these crimes against myself, and I am also a survivor because I'm not currently in that situation, and I can speak to the other side of what it's like to come out of that situation.
If you can write a letter to yourself from that time, from like the beginning, what would you write and how would you encourage that version of you, that part of you?
I think really just recognizing that it wasn't my fault. Even to this day, I still have a hard time having empathy for little me. But then when it comes to old me, when I think about me, when I don't have physical control of my body, when once again I am at the mercy of other people, that scares the heck out of me. And so I try to hold empathy and space for young me, and then I really think about encouraging the older version of myself who's going to have all of these triggers and a real loss of control.
This is very special to me to be able to talk with you. I was assaulted some years ago, so I can't even comprehend your story and your experience, knowing how that experience has shaped and changed my life. Thank you again for sharing. I really so appreciate it.
What makes you happy?
Life. I mean, I shouldn't be alive. I'm grateful for every day.
Oh, that hit. Sorry, I'm like kind of getting emotional in this interview, just because I've been through like a rape situation, and so I just feel like it's bringing me a lot of clarity talking to you, even though like it's been hard for me to ask certain questions. But I'm really thankful that you're sharing your story because I feel like a lot of people need to hear about this, and I really appreciate you just for speaking out.
Yeah, thank you so much for being here. What a warrior you are. Look at you.
Thank you.
What's your favorite part about life today?
I mean, really all of it. I love my life now so much. I have an insane amount of friends, and my children are the coolest people I have ever met. I don't know why I'm so lucky. Being seen for myself, you know, for the first time in this phase of my life, it's just such a gift. It's such a gift to feel genuine love for who I am.
Wow.
All right,
I'm happy that it's over for you and you get to like.
Let's all right, we're gonna watch one more video, guys, and then from there I think we're gonna call it. Let's watch one more video. Give me a second. W Daily Streamer, man. Listen, woke family, you know the vibes, man. You know the vibes, man. Let's watch a little bit of It's Complicated. Let's get back into this brother's videos. Let's do it. Okay. What makes you the exception to a rule? Let's do it. How's your day going today, woke family? Let's get into it.
What is the definition of common sense?
Wow, I knew it was gonna be like crazy. Free.
Answer the question. What is common sense?
Oh shit.
Definition of I would say probably just knowing what to do, when to do it, in the right place at the right time.
Okay, fair point.
Is common sense common?
Yes.
No.
Not in modern day, but I think it is common, bro.
Good question, actually. Common sense. I think just normal logic.
Things that are known by most people. It may be an idea. It might be a social norm. It might be.
Why does Brody got the What is it called? The megaphone.
The things that you gain through life experience as an adult.
Like if you know right from wrong, kind of.
Is common sense common?
It should be, but it's not.
If not, why do we still call it common sense?
That's a good question.
That's a good question.
Well, what else would we call it? What would be another word for common sense?
Wisdom?
Wisdom, knowledge, but we call it that either way, both ways.
Do you believe that feelings are more important than facts?
I do not. Feelings are real and they should be acknowledged, but they shouldn't be disregarded when there are facts presented.
Exactly.
Do you believe that feelings are more important than facts?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No. No. You could be upset by a fact, but that doesn't mean that the fact's wrong. Exactly. So I think facts matter over feelings. Feelings are validated, but they're not overruled by facts.
I find it funny how these women are saying that. Imagine if they're in a situation where it's facts over feelings and people say F your feelings. I want to see how they're going to react. No cap.
It's more facts, yeah. No. We agree. agree. Facts.
How do you know the difference between what you feel and what you know?
Exactly.
These are because you know stuff that's factual, and you feel stuff that's obviously not factual. Facts are just made up of people's words, and words are made up by humans, and everything's fake.
How can you tell the difference between what you feel and what you know?
Following your gut.
How can you tell the difference between what you feel and what you know?
Based.
Ooh, that's a really hard question. I would say that if you can't directly state it without saying I think or I believe, then that's more of a feeling.
Feelings are like waves. They come and go, and they're not always the exact same. Like I can feel one way in one moment because I smelled something that's nostalgic, and I can feel another way in a different moment. But what I know is like substantial, it's objective, it's factual, it's data, you know?
What does it mean to make generalizations?
To assume about a group of people, a group of places, one thing is true about all of them.
How do you define or even describe something without generalizing?
I would say you have to have more facts, more information about it, and be able to specifically name. That's a very hard question. Generalize. You're going to put that in there and be like, this woman.
Don't dogs typically bark?
My dog does. Yes.
Aren't NBA players generally tall?
Yes.
Why is it so hard for people to identify patterns in the world?
Because there's so much diversity.
Every rule has an exception. Once might be a fluke. Twice might be a coincidence. 3 times or more might be a pattern. So if there is one single exception, for example, no, I personally believe, in my opinion, that does not disprove the rule.
It depends, because with those patterns, there's feelings involved. So emotions and facts are kind of operate in 2 different spectrums, and sometimes they do cross, but you can say facts that go against what somebody believes and they have a hard time processing.
Are feelings more important than facts?
Ooh, I'm a middleman again. Yeah, you led me to that one. But I believe a good middle ground is feelings and facts, and be able to control your own feelings and your own emotions based on facts. But everyone's different.
NBA players are often tall. Dogs usually bark.
This is funny. That is true. That is true. That is true.
I get that. So generalization is helpful in that, and it's something that people generally know.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there are exceptions to these rules. The exception, every rule has
an exception, and just because you're an exception doesn't make you the standard.
an exception. That's something.
Well, let me ask you this. At what point does a generalization become a stereotype?
At what point does a generalization become a stereotype? When that generalization has negative connotations and that generalization no longer matches the majority. That is what I would say.
So is it okay to make generalizations if it has a positive connotation?
Yes. Yes.
Now that's a gray area. It's a gray area if if it's okay to make generalizations if they have positive connotations.
Generalizations, W generalizations, you know the vibes, guys.
Here's the thing. When you make generalizations, this may sound like it's ducking the question, but if you're going to make generalizations, at least acknowledge the possibility that you might be wrong.
Some people use stereotypes out of ignorance, and I get at the point where they're serious and believe. I can say white man can't jump, play basketball, and all black men
Wagwan my earth. You're not a virus.
have big feet.
Okay.
But if I'm just joking, it's a joke. But if I really believe in that truly in my heart, then that's ridiculous. That's ignorant.
Aren't jokes funny because they point out uncomfortable truths?
Absolutely. I had a biology teacher once who used to say that we laugh at jokes because we're uncomfortable.
Women will often say things like, all men cheat or men only want one thing. Are women more likely to accept negative generalizations about men than they are about women?
That is a fact, they are.
Yes, that's very true.
Yes, because there's so many negative experiences about men that it just makes it seem like
There shouldn't be negative experiences if you're a woman that's close to as trauma-free as possible. The more trauma you experience with dealing with multiple men or with men in general, you're going to bring that trauma onto every single new man you deal with. Right? There's a reason why since the beginning of time, women generally have been with one man, right? To experience less trauma. But the society now is propagating that it's okay for you to be sexually liberated and for you to sleep with as many men as possible. It's like, where you're going to go through more and more trauma, more and more heartbreaks. Then you're going to eventually end up becoming desensitized, and it's going to be very, very hard for you to be able to find a man that's going to be able to take you seriously and for you to seriously love him, right? So that's what it is.
every man cheats.
Well, what if a man said that all women are gold diggers?
You got me there.
Just like men are more willing to accept negative generalizations about women than they are about men. The thing is, there's another old saying, I got a million of these. Everybody is the hero of their own story. Everyone is the good guy of their own story. Whether factual or not, you do want to believe that you are the bad guy. Us versus them. Them are not us, so them must be in the wrong, for lack of better words. So a lot of it runs into confirmation bias as well. You want to believe that the side you're on is right. So you will, it's human nature in many ways. A lot of people look for things to prove, if even to themselves, that the side they're on is, for lack of better words, the winning side.
Why is it when it comes to calling out female behavior, it depends on the woman?
Because we don't take it very well.
Why is it labeled sexist to make generalizations about women but not men?
I guess that's just how it's been going on for decades.
Isn't saying that masculinity is toxic generalizing about men?
Yes.
Why is it when giving a compliment, it's okay to generalize, but when giving a criticism, it depends on the person?
Because criticism can be positive or negative.
Why is it labeled sexist to make generalizations about women but not men?
Exactly.
I feel like it'd be fair to label them both. I don't think there's really an exception to be sexist if it's men or just a woman.
Isn't saying that masculinity is toxic generalizing about men?
You're right. Yeah, that would be. Toxic masculinity would be a label that generalizes men, because masculine, you attribute that to the male gender.
That is true.
If there are just genders nowadays, who knows, right?
Why do people often ask about somebody's zodiac sign when meeting a potential love interest?
That's a good question.
I think because some people like to generalize being born is how you act.
Isn't that generalizing?
Absolutely.
Do you think it gives false expectations?
Yes.
It does.
Are women more likely to believe in things like astrology and crystals than men are, and if so, why?
I have met
Brainwashing.
more women that do that, but once again, we're trying not to generalize here, but I have met more women who believe in that kind of thing, so.
Is that not generalizing to talk about zodiac signs?
It is. Absolutely, yes.
Do you think it gives false expectations?
It does.
Yes.
Are women more likely to believe in things like astrology and crystals than men are, and if so, why?
Yes, brainwashing. Yes, brainwashing.
Yes.
Brainwashing.
Because they're more open-minded, I would say. Like, they don't believe, like, men usually don't believe in bullshit. They want the facts. I know that now I'm generalizing, right? But it's true.
Is that not generalizing?
Oh, 100% it is. 100%. How can you say that some person won't be compatible with me just because they were born on a certain day when
Based. You feel what I'm saying? Based.
certain constellations are in the sky? Zero sense. It makes zero sense. Once again, lack of logic, lack of accountability. It's ridiculous.
Do you believe that it's okay to generalize about men and women?
Definitely not.
Is generalizing always wrong?
Generalizing is good, bro, because it gives you an idea of what to expect from both genders, generally speaking. But I think you should also pay attention to the signs when you're vetting them out to be able to see what they're going to bring positive.
Yes.
Why are there countless best-selling books like Men Are From Mars and Women Are From Venus if generalizing is always wrong?
Because people like that kind of stuff. They like to just believe that what they think
They wouldn't like it if it weren't true, though.
is true and everybody else believes it.
Why are there several best-selling books like Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus if generalizing is wrong? Because life is complicated. The truth is complicated.
My channel is complicated.
Your channel is complicated. I always say, I can do complicated just fine. It's the easy stuff I have trouble with. The thing is, life is complicated. The truth is complicated. Life is very rarely black and white. Black and white is simple, but reality is often more in shades of gray. So people often want to seek black and white answers to more easily explain and describe things that often may just be beyond man's realm of understanding.
Women will often say things like, all men cheat or men only want one thing. Are women more likely to accept negative generalizations about men than they are about women?
I think yes, because I have heard that phrase many times before. So I think that generalization of the other sex is very common.
So why is it labeled sexist to make generalizations about women but not men?
Oh, it should be sexist all around the board.
It's not about what it should be. Answer the question. The reason it's sexist is because we live in a gynocentric society which promotes women being above men. That's why. You feel what I'm saying? They don't want you as a man to be able to think for yourself and to be able to be a free thinker. So they'll shame you if you try to do those things. You feel what I'm saying?
Isn't saying that masculinity is toxic generalizing about men?
Absolutely.
That's one of the statements that I hate so much. Like, it's such a generalization on men. It's like, if you say women are toxic, there's something wrong with that. But if you say men are toxic, it's like, oh yeah, girl, like my ex was blah, 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 blah. It's so wrong because men are not. There are so many good men in this world, and to say that men are toxic is just
She's based.
to say a whole
You don't see a lot of girls that are based in 2023. I'm not gonna lie, bro. It's not common.
whole demographic, a whole population is toxic. It's not logical in any sense whatsoever.
What is the definition of anecdotal?
What is the definition of anecdotal evidence? Evidence you have gotten by observing.
Is it a valid argument to say, I'm the exception or not?
Look how she tried to go for the attention by waving, saying, "Ooh, I'm here." Like, come on, man.
All of something is true when being challenged on a social trend.
Yes, I would say that that's a common phrase to say, but I don't know that necessarily like, oh, I'm the exception. Well, a lot of people are the exception.
Does the exception disprove the rule?
Yes, absolutely. It disproves the generalization.
Well, just because there are some women who will date a short guy, does that mean that most women don't have a preference for height?
No.
So wouldn't that mean that the exception doesn't disprove the rule?
These are very thought-provoking questions.
She's feeling you as complicated.
I think that, yes, now that we've circled back, yes.
Small piece of anecdotal evidence opposed to actual facts and data. So I think if there's like something small that they're like, oh, what about this? But it's like, hey, that's a very, very small percentage of what the general, the truth is. So I think that people, if they have an agenda, they're going to want to identify with the piece that goes along with their agenda.
If you have anecdotal evidence, that is one thing, but that anecdotal evidence must be backed up. That's why we have the scientific method. That's why we have peer review. That is why we have the constant presentation of evidence.
But don't always trust the science, though, because you don't know whether it's biased or not biased.
Anecdotal evidence does have its use, but it is severely weakened, in my opinion, without true, hard, irrefutable, concrete evidence.
If all women are so different, why do we have the expression, know how to treat a woman? Wouldn't that imply there's a universal nature that all women exhibit?
It's going to depend on the society and what the society norms are, right?
The thing is that I think It's Complicated already knows the answers to these questions. But I still like the fact that he likes to ask them.
So like cultural relativism, you're not going to use what American women are like and go to India and treat them the same and think you're the best, you know what I mean? So I think it depends on the culture and the society and who the women are, but I mean, a universal truth, it's not good to just punch a woman, so I guess that's a good stereotype to not hit them,
Is there a difference between my truth and the truth?
Yes.
There's an old saying, when you tell a story, there are three versions of the story. Your story, my story, and the truth. And hence the phrase, the truth, usually lies somewhere in the middle. And that's something I usually believe as well. So here's the thing. Your truth could possibly be the same as the truth. However, often with personal biases and whatnot, things might get distorted. It's quite possible. So again, that goes into what I say. If you know something, there could always be the possibility that you are wrong. I try and acknowledge that whenever that I can, but I'm not perfect.
Isn't my truth your subjective perception of the world, and the truth is an objectifiably verifiable description of a situation?
That is true.
Ideally, that is how it should be. My truth is subjective because, again, it may be subject to my own personal biases, and the truth is objective. It is fact, it is concrete, it is proven, it's there, it's observable, it's provable, and when you need to find evidence for it, it should be very easy to find.
Yes.
Would you ever take advice from somebody who didn't follow their own advice?
Yes.
What qualifies a person to be able to give good advice?
If they practice what they preach. If they practice what they preach, then those are the people you want to listen to. Like, for example, if I tell you right now, start taking cold showers, don't listen to me unless I'm taking cold showers every day. Or at least I document it. You know what I'm saying?
Nothing. Experience, actually, life experience.
Isn't everyone's experience different?
Yes.
Would you take advice from a personal trainer who was fat or a dentist who had rotten teeth?
No.
So don't you think people should lead by example?
They should, but they don't.
Absolutely, but if you tell me I have a hole right here, you know.
Ew, stop.
Then I'm gonna look at that gross and say, you're damn right, and I'm gonna take their advice. If the woman is fat and after going up a flight of stairs that only had 3 steps, you're damn right I'm gonna watch my diet. And then they say hi, and it look like this. No, not like this.
No disrespect, bro. But
Turn the camera in your face like your teeth. If my dentist teeth look like your teeth, you're damn right I'm gonna start brushing and flossing and paying more attention to my oral hygiene schedule.
A lot of times they say, do as I say, not as I do, all right? And we're all guilty of that. The thing is, we make mistakes. We are, a lot of times, for lack of better words, we can be who we are, and we make mistakes. A lot of times, we give advice to other people because we don't want them to make the mistakes that we made. We want them to be better, you know? So
at least that's what we aim for. But not everybody has that mentality. You know, some people want you to make the same mistakes that they've made or even do worse. Because the reality is that people generally want to see you do well, but not better than themselves.
yeah, we might not follow our own advice. Sometimes we get it wrong. Even worse, sometimes we continue to make the same mistakes because we're setting our own patterns. Look, those people might not always be right when they give you the advice. That's true. Like, for example, I give my friends relationship advice out the wazoo, and I haven't been in a relationship for 7 years. This January, it'll be 7 years. I don't want to, no, 6 years, but I don't want to talk about it. Anyway, the thing is, I give that advice because I want people to be better off than me, you know? Parents give the advice they give, even though they might continue to make the same mistakes. They want you to be better than them.
What is the difference between possibility and probability?
Probability would be like something that's more likely to happen. Possibility is
anything can happen.
Anything could happen. Yeah.
Possibility is your own Vegas odds, and probability is what's really the truth, the realness.
When making a big decision, are you more likely to go by what's possible or what's probable?
What's probable for sure.
What is probable? Anything is possible, but if I enter that bank for a loan and look at this monkey face, it's probably likely that I'm not going to get the loan. And also based on my FICO score, but still, it's a lot of things that are possible, but the probability is no, they're not going to happen for you.
What's possible?
Yeah.
You're not going to go by what's more likely to happen?
No, never.
Why is that?
Because the more chances that you take and the more risks that you take, the better the outcomes are.
Yeah, more exciting your life will be.
Exactly.
Why do people prefer to focus on the rare exceptions rather than the general truth?
because we like to believe that we're special and that we can do it like out of the extraordinary than like the average person.
But if everyone's special, doesn't that mean that nobody's special?
Yeah. I think it's more so it's the people that take the steps to do it. They're not necessarily special, they're just action takers.
I think it goes to the fact that for some, reality may be unfavorable. The predicament you find yourself in is not where you want to be. And speaking from my own experience, the
fact that he had to do that, bro, come on, man.
The general truth of what things may be, well, it doesn't seem like it's ever going to get any better. But in a good sense, in an ideal sense, you look at the exception because ideally it shows that that is possible, you know, because again, you could be wrong. You could always be wrong. And if that exception happened once, maybe it can happen again for me. Maybe I can get to where I want to get in life. Maybe I don't have to be stuck in the spot I'm in. Maybe things can change from something unfavorable to something better.
Hold on real quick, woke family. Okay, so we have a very, very short stream for tonight. We have a short stream for tonight. We'll watch one more video. And then from there we'll call it quits for tonight, woke family. Let's watch a quick album preach video, and then from there we'll end it. Remember, on this stream, guys, we try to promote masculinity as much as possible, and we want you to be as strong as possible. So continue to uplift yourself and make yourself into the best version of yourself. Okay, let's do it.
I'm not obligated to, and I can't afford to.
Please, TikTok, help me find somewhere I can live because I don't have much time. I have 2 weeks to find somewhere to live, and I'm about to have a schizophrenic attack.
Guess what? Doesn't matter.
You can't just tell me I have 2 weeks to find somewhere.
You've had over a month. And
no, I haven't.
Look, you have done nothing but dig your heels in and try and make me feel bad about your.
No, I haven't. I've been trying to educate you.
No, your education is brainwashing.
No, it's not.
Yeah, she is right. Look at her hair. Like, you could tell based off of her hair, she's been brainwashed so much into believing the things that she believes. She doesn't even know why she believes what she believes. And she's crying as a way to cope. It's kind of tough. Don't be like that, woke family.
You just won't listen to me.
No, I'm not going to listen to this crap. Now you talk.
I have schizophrenia.
I don't care what you have. I don't. It doesn't mean we live in squalor. And it doesn't mean you're a bully.
I'm not even a bully. You literally detonate me, misgender me, and tell me that.
Apparently it's not clear to people that I am mentally and physically disabled. I can't just go out and get a fucking job. Apparently I have to remind people that we're in the middle of people have been asking for.
Bro, she's a coper. Listen, I'm going to tell y'all right now, woke family, you don't want to be in a position where you have to cope with your reality. You have the ability within your life to change, but you have to want to change. If you want to change, you will change. Let me say that again. If you want to change, you will change. You will put in the work, you will pray, you will trust in God, and your life will start to change. It doesn't happen in one day. It doesn't happen in 1 year. It might, you know what I'm saying? But you got to put in the work. She would rather cope and be like, oh my God, nobody wants to help me. I have a disorder, than put in the work. We're not doing that here. We're going to the gym every day. We're reading our Bibles. We're praying. We're taking cold showers. We're journaling. We're meditating. All of these things in order to be able to level up. Let's continue.
Updates, and I'm going to update and also clear some things up. Apparently it's not clear to people that I am mentally and physically disabled.
If you're in the age of being able to live alone and you live with your parents and you nag them and you nag them and you nag them, it's a possibility that eventually they will kick you out. That being said, It's not because you are mentally ill. It excuses you from everything.
Exactly.
It doesn't. Your illness is not an excuse for everything. I cannot be a jackass to this man and after that claiming on, hey, you know what? I'm mentally ill. At some point, I'm going to
Exactly. You have to take accountability for your actions, especially if you're a man.
have to do
But we live in a society where that doesn't hold women accountable for their actions.
something about it. At some point, I'm going to have to do something about it and not to be a problem to people or not to be a burden to people. You understand what I'm saying? Third thing that I'm going to say, the mom said, oh, you're not allowed to be a bully and everything and stuff like that. That's what I've been finding every community that's been ostracized being. They eventually become a bully. They eventually become a bully. We could name the community, it's going to be that. Whether it's women with feminism, at first needed, then become a bully. Whether it's become the community, first needed, then you become a bully. That's why your mama kicked your ass out.
On the point of this topic, okay, I'm gonna give you the spicy take. This is a spicy take.
Go ahead.
I don't even think she got schizophrenia. Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. Just listening to her talk and her going through that whole thing, I think some people just love the whole mental health label.
I didn't want to go there.
I'll go there.
Because the thing is that they'll use mental health to excuse everything, bro. Real talk, they will.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
New year, new me. Cancel me, bitch. I'll say it. I don't think she do. I don't think she got it.
That's you.
I don't care.
That's you.
I think people like all kinds of layers. I've seen people fucking claim the autism thing with zero diagnoses because it's cool to be autistic.
Bro.
Okay, listen, I'm not joking. There is something very bizarre with people wanting to claim illnesses and issues that they don't have.
It's because they want people to feel bad for them. They want people to feel bad for their lack of achievement. That's their business. You don't have to feel bad for them though. Why should you? Why?
It's like the Rachel Dolezal thing.
Yes.
You need to be like, yeah, that thing.
Yes.
Forget transracial, trans diagnosis.
Yes. It's been going like that for years. Remember? I remember when I was.
She said you dead named me, you misgendered me, you won't acknowledge. Like,
Yeah, the misgendering is crazy.
oh my God, like how many layers of pressure you going on in this household? Really? I'm just saying, I could be wrong.
No.
Could come out that.
I don't think you are.
But, you know, just hearing her talk and be like, I don't think people realize this, but I have mental health. Like, I don't know. There's something about it just didn't smell right. And it's like, oh, you can't find a job? You probably can't with those piercings in your nose. You probably can't with that hair.
You gotta self-improve. It's all about self-improvement. Listen, woke family, I'm gonna be honest with you.
Color and that unscruffed look.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. We're gonna end the video off at this. We get the point, you know what I'm saying? This is gonna be on this live stream. I hope y'all enjoyed it, man. A little short 1 hour live stream. We will be back either tomorrow or Wednesday. I'm trying to be more consistent daily streamer. Y'all know the vibes. If you like this live stream issue, go spam that like button, leave comments, share this live stream with your friends, subscribe to the channel at Wokebucks, WOKEEBUKS. Tap the notification bell to get all latest videos that I post. Patreon link will be down in the description below and so will social media links. So make sure you give those a check. But without further ado, this is going to be on this live stream. This is Wokebucks, and I'm out, man.